Hello, Joy Lokaremi here. I am back with another brief conversation. I don't know, it's one of those things that God keeps prompting me about, and for a long time I didn't quite understand. But I think maybe as I share with you, I can let you in on how I grasped it. Yeah. So, the topic today is pride. And every time we talk about pride, especially Christians, we talk about the kind of pride that, God will humble you. My friend, God will humble you. You'll be like Nebuchadnezzar, you'll fall from grace, yeah, to grass. But there is an element that we missed to talk about. And over the weekend, I was talking with a friend of mine, and we were going through a couple of things, and the issue of pride came up when I mentioned some things I have been struggling with. So one of my greatest struggle in life has been to live up to the full potential of who I am when I'm in an uncomfortable environment. So it's easy for me to step up when there is no one else to step up. And I think it has to do with being raised as the firstborn. Every time there is a gap, there is work that needs to be done, I comfortably step in and do the work, and I'm good at it. But then on the flip side, my greatest struggle is to step up when there are other people who are also able to step up. I find myself undervaluing myself, downplaying myself, shortchanging myself every time I am in the presence of other people who can do something that I can do, or better, or even not as good as I am. Yeah. And on such situations, I need a lot of validation. I become a needy person. Like, I need to be validated so much that I can do this, I got this. And it's like I depend on that validation for me to step up, when if there was no one else who was able or willing to do the work, I would comfortably step up and do it. Yeah. In my heart, it sat as humility because of several experiences I've had in my life where I just detested when people are too pushy and proud among others, stepping down on others. And so I think in subconsciously, I have always told myself that that will never be me. Now, the problem with that kind of humility is that it is really not humility. It makes you downplay the thing that God has already put in you. So when you are really capable of doing something, you won't let anyone know, because in hindsight you are feeling like there's someone else who's better than you, but you can't say that to yourself. So your only excuse is that, of course, there's someone else who can do it. Let everyone else do it. It's okay, I can sit behind here. I don't have to do it. And there's a thin line between pride and humility, especially when it comes to elevating yourself and giving yourself positions of honor, which is not what I mean. What I mean is knowing that you can do something but refusing to do it, or being hesitant to do it because you feel the need to hide who you are. And God has really called me out on that. A mentor of mine told me that that is what we call subtle pride. You pretend so much that you are not as worthy until it resonates with your heart and mind. You now start feeling these things. You feel like you cannot be able to deliver in the ways that you are called to deliver, even though you may just be the best candidate for the job. I particularly have found myself unable to perform, unable to show up, unable to offer myself for certain opportunities, because I have felt if there is anyone else who is better or good at it, then let them do it. The approach that God used to call me out was kind of painful, but He said, every time you downplay yourself, you are telling me that I chose wrong. You are also letting me know that you do not appreciate the gift that I've placed in your heart. There is a time in the Bible where Samuel Prophet Samuel was having a conversation with God, and he was telling him that the people have rejected him. He was feeling rejected because the people wanted a king. They wanted to be like the other nations. And when Samuel was reporting it to God, he was feeling very hurt by the people's opinion, because all this time Samuel had been the judge of the land. And what God told Samuel is what was very interesting to me. God told Samuel, go and do exactly as they have told you, because these people have not rejected you, they have rejected me. So literally what God was saying is that this thing is personal. Anytime you reject anointing, you are rejecting God himself. Like every time there is an offense against anointing, God takes it personally. Yeah, every time you downplay yourself, every time you make everyone else look better than yourself, not for the sake of giving them opportunity to also excel, but for the reason that you think they are better than yourself, you truly believe that you are not worthy of that, you have subtle pride. And each time you express subtle pride, you are telling God that he chose wrong. You are reminding him that you are not the person for the job. So yeah, in the ways that God sees me, I want you guys to feel seen just as much. So this is one of the ways that God sees you. He sees you by calling you out. And one of the areas I'm being called out right now is the area of subtle pride. So guess what? It is humility to live out in your full potential. It is humility to excel in whatever gifting you are. It is humility to be skillful and do things very well. Humility is living out the potential, living out the purposes of God in your life. Yeah. So I hope you get blessed, and I hope you live a humble life. Yeah. Bye.